Hi witches, Lorelei, and I know it's been a while. There's been a lot going on in my life, so yeah. I'm probably going to do kind of a vlog update about that here in a little bit, but I really wanted to get in another Belief Bricks episode first, so, because I've been thinking about it a lot, so, yeah. So today I just kind of want to build on what we talked about last time. Belief Bricks building, yeah, okay. Just so we all get the joke. So I talked about how I could view the world and practice magic based off of the viewpoint of accepting the world for the way that it exists already. So like, if the world exists this way, like accepting it for that and working within those parameters, basically. So if I accept the world the way that it is and the laws of science and physics by which the world works, then the idea is that by surrendering to the natural flow of the universe, my life becomes somewhat easier. That's the idea. Anyway, this doesn't mean my life is perfect by any stretch of the sense. A wave in the ocean still breaks, but it doesn't cease to exist as part of the ocean. Similarly, if I accept that every person has free will, which I do, and if I acknowledge that each person has the right to make their own choices, which I do, then my magic should focus more on changing and influencing me to be a better person, to be equipped to deal with the natural struggles of life, rather than trying to change the motion of the ocean. See what I did there? Okay, I'm sorry. I have bad jokes. It's just who I am, people. Okay, so moving on. I recently watched a video by Samantha Valens. I really hope I'm saying her last name right. So Samantha, if you end up watching this, Valens, I hope I'm saying it right. I'm so sorry. She talked about magic in a similar way. So she kind of talked about witchcraft works when we use it to improve ourselves, but not so much when we try to change things outside of ourselves. She suggested that if witchcraft were meant for changing things outside ourselves, then witches would have solved world hunger by now, and there'd be no way that Trump would have become president. Which I kind of like. So there. I think this goes back to the power of belief and how our deeply held beliefs affect our individual realities. Like Samantha said in her video, our brains are complex and powerful. Sometimes we have to trick them or otherwise manipulate them to get what we want. This is where I think witchcraft comes in. So I realize this kind of, for some people it takes the magic out of witchcraft, if you see what I mean. Like, you're doing all this pomp and circumstance and pageantry for your brain. And for me, I feel like a lot of that is what it is. I'm trying to like show my head and show my mind, like, this is the outcome that I want, and like trick it into like really believing that that's what's gonna happen. Especially with all of my anxiety issues and stuff like that. Like, I'm working on building up a positive self-talk rather than a negative one, because right now, as far as like my anxiety goes, like I'm constantly worrying about what's going to happen next. You know, it's like So one of the things that's been said before, and I don't remember where I've seen this, but I've seen it several places, is that depression is when someone is stuck in the past. Anxiety is when someone is stuck in the future. If you can be present, fully in the present, you can be happy. So sometimes I do get stuck in the past. I get stuck in the, I wish I could go back and change that decision. What if I could go back? What if I could do this? What if I could? And the thing is, I mean, like, you know, the reality is I can't go back and change the past. We haven't come up with time travel yet. It doesn't work. You know, like, so I can't change what's already happened. The only thing I can do is change the future. So then, of course, my anxiety kicks in. Okay, so if the only thing I can do is change the future, I must make the future perfect. Yeah, well, that doesn't work either. You can't be perfect all the time. It just doesn't work that way. So I have to figure out how to balance the two. And if I said I was really good at it, I'd be lying my ass off, because I'm not. In fact, some days the depression wins and some days the anxiety wins. I have very few days where I'm just in the moment and happy. It's really sad. I know that's really sad. I'm working on it. If I'm hanging out with friends and like going and doing things, I can be in the moment. You know, my husband and I went disc golfing this last weekend, and that was nice, and I could be in the moment while we were doing that. But it's like before and after that, like on the way there, on the way back, while we were at home, like I'm constantly worried about other things. And that's where magic comes in. I've got to trick my brain into staying in the moment. I've got to meditate and use visualization, which in essence is magic, depending on your definition. It works within mine, so yeah. Okay, so I think I have droned on long enough. This is my Belief Bricks episode 2. If you enjoyed this episode, please give me a like. Feel free to subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. If you have other ideas or theories or anything that you want me to talk about, also let me know. Comment down below, send me a message, whatever stuff. Yeah. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend, because it's Thursday. Yeah. All right.